And welcome to another edition of Unexplained Cases Medium. You got Rick Garner and Maryam the Medium here. Happy Sunday.
Hi.
Hey there. So, it's the start of spooky season. But I have to let everybody know something. It's
What?
kind of a little, this is a little concerning to me. She doesn't like Halloween.
Oh my gosh. I have never dressed up for Halloween except for when I was really young, and I've never liked Halloween. I you'll probably laugh, but I have always attributed it to my past life when I was a witch and buried alive, and it was around Halloween. And so I've always, like, because I never as a youngster, I couldn't understand why I couldn't relate and like understand why I just hated it, and it gave me anxiety. And then as I got older and more aware, I was like, oh, that's probably why.
That would put a serious buzzkill on things. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. But this year, all for Unexplained Cases, I'm going to dress up. I'm going to have a background. My mom even said, she was like, oh, I'm so excited. I can't believe I had to talk about Halloween with you. Because I'm like, do you think I should do this shirt or this hat or what? And of course, I'm dressing up as a witch.
Teaser. So with that, I think everybody needs to see a little something that I've got here for them then.
Unexplained Cases chose to save Halloween. On Saturday, October 24th, join us for a special one-night-only virtual event. Special guests from A&E's Ghost Hunters, Daryl Martson and Mustafa Gadalari will investigate the Red Mill hauntings live with Maryam the Medium. Experience with Daryl and Mustafa a scary and suspenseful haunted trail and house. Check out our Halloween party and get dressed up for our live costume contest. Winners get cash and prizes. All hosted by Malia Maligno from Macabre Mondays and Grave Hunter. It's all for one night, October 24th. Full details and tickets available at facebook.com/unexplainedcases.
Booyah.
Man, that's a good reel.
So what you need to do right now, peeps, I'm talking to you, I'm pointing to you, is you can watch this, but in another browser, go to facebook.com/unexplainedcases and check out the tickets. So you can listen to us and watch us at the same time. Multitask.
Whatever you do, don't leave.
I'm challenging you to multitask. That's what we got going on. Hey, let's see. We've got some folks hiding out here. We've got Aaron, Devin, Vicky, Amy Jo, Sandra, Kathy, and Vicky so far. So welcome to the show. We appreciate you being here. And I guess without further ado, did you want to set everybody up now or afterwards?
We'll do after.
Afterwards. So we'll move on to what we always kick off the show with.
All right. We all ready? Here we go. Our pick a card. So let's close our eyes. Sit up tall. Doesn't matter. You can be on a chair, on the floor, on your couch, wherever. First, I want you to notice your breath right now. Where is it at? Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it fast? Is it slow? We're not going to judge it or think about it. We're just going to be aware of that. And then I want you to start to deepen your breath, lengthening the inhale, lengthening the exhale. As you deepen your breath, as you lengthen the inhale, as you lengthen the exhale, allow that belly to expand. Allow that belly to get as big as it can on the inhale and allow it to naturally pull in on the
Well, guys, I don't think that Miriam is aware that we lost her there for a second. So see if we can get her back here shortly. That's the joys of live productions, right? You'll get some bonus time today. Thanks everybody for being here, though. We'll get her back here shortly. But Tammy and Mallory, and thanks for joining. I think you're the newest folks there. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll continue on with pick a card here shortly. We also have a awesome pet investigation as well that's coming up. Hey, you're back.
What happened?
You disappeared. I don't know.
How weird. And you know what? It must have been a while ago because I heard the music go out, but I was so into my meditation. I was like, this is great.
Oh yeah.
You guys relaxed.
Yeah. We'll reboot relaxing there. Okay.
All right, here we go. Let me just bring you back one more time. All right. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Allowing that belly to expand. Really focus on that belly getting big. Really focus on that belly pulling in. Relax your eyes. Relax your forehead. So bringing yourself back to your center before we got disconnected. It's a good tool to have to be able to bring yourself in and out of center like that. So we're going to feel our way through this pick a card, okay? We're going to go with our gut. Doesn't matter. A lot of people always say, hey, does it matter that I always pick card 1? Doesn't matter. You go with your gut. Here we go. Card 1. Card 2. Card 3. Card 1. Card 2. Card 3. Card 1, we got family, we've got emotions, we've got family and emotions, but not bad. This is an awareness, an awakening, a aha moment, a understanding of something clear in the family. This is a moment of almost serenity that your family will finally experience, or that you will experience when you think of your family or when you communicate with them. This is a time of peace. And if you're right now in the opposite place where there's turmoil, then there's the need for you to step away, because there's a peace that can be found when you're distant. There's an awareness, there's an aha moment that's waiting to happen for you. But it's about stepping away. It's about finding this inner understanding and peace. And there's going to be this new awakening, new, I don't want to use the word opportunity because that sounds materialistic. It's this new understanding of each other. And for some, this may come through a painful or tragic way. But for those that will happen, that tragedy's already happened. Okay, so for those that heard that, don't panic. This is for those that have already experienced that tragedy in the last year or so and are like, yeah, I'm still reeling from that, understandably. But there's peace to be found now. There's lessons to be learned now. There's understanding, acceptance, calm, that you should be welcoming, acknowledging, and not fighting and not feeling bad about. Just allow that peace to be there. And for some of you, that peace may come from the fact that you've consciously disconnected from the family, or you've consciously said, I don't give a, you know what. That's okay. That's okay. You are in the right place. You're in the right mindset. You're moving in the right direction with this awareness. So be there. Card 2 is about love and relationships. Card 2 is about your heart. It's like there's this layer of like a shield over your heart, like a layer of smoke over your heart that's not allowing it to be its fullest, not allowing you to feel the most you can feel. This is about you in relationship with a partner. This is about you removing that smoke, that covering over your heart, so that you can be vulnerable, you can be open, you can be real, and allowing yourself to love. Some of you might be in relationship, some of you may be looking. Either way, those that are listening, you aren't giving your all. You're not putting your all out there. You're not giving your all to someone else. You're holding back. And you think by holding back, that's protecting. It's not. It's destroying the relationship, or it's a false sense of security. Vulnerability is going to get the truth out of both of you. Vulnerability is going to allow you to meet someone, and it's going to allow you to experience it fully. It's relationship. Card 3, success. Card 3 is all about success, reaping the rewards, completing a project, whether it was an emotional project, spiritual project, or work. It's a completion. It's a successful completion. It's, we did it. It's good. I can move on. Or where do we go from here? There's a joy. There's a celebration. There's a happiness that you're finally going to experience. And it's been a long time coming for you guys. But enjoy this. I feel like they're saying September. So something happened in September to kind of push this forward and get you to where you want to go and where you want to be. Where that was a turning point of some sorts. But enjoy this time. Revel in it. You deserve it. You got it. All right.
All righty. So before we continue to the next segment, since I see that Amanda is in our green room, did you want to take this opportunity to share with everybody some cool stuff?
So we've been doing some, more often than not, we've had some pets on the show, and I wanted to share with you the page that I just opened up on Instagram. It's called What About Daisy the Book? And it's a children's book about Daisy, my rescue dog, born blind and deaf, and our three-legged cat, Louie, who unfortunately passed this year. But they go on their journey with Miss Dee Dee, which is Daisy's mom, to find Daisy's forever home. And what they encounter as being special needs, some of the resistance, learning to accept others, and then finding, of course, her home, the happy ending. So what we're doing is go to my page, What About Daisy the Book, on Instagram, follow it, and tag somebody in any of the photos that are there. And I'm going to give away 2 copies. So we'll run this for a couple of weeks, but the more people you tag, the more chances of getting a copy.
Awesome. Good news. And so hopefully everybody saw that information and you'll be able to slide over there.
Okay.
Right. Well, hey, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
So, Amanda, first off, full disclosure, I've known Amanda for many years. And so I will absolutely, if I say something, if it's because of memory or experience, I will make sure that that's told. And anything, obviously, psychic, Amanda will know because she knows what I know and I don't know. But for the audience's sake, I want full disclosure. But she's got the cutest dogs in the whole world. So the problem is it's going to be hard to get past how cute they are. Rick, did you watch the reel yet?
I did, and that was adorable.
God.
I was
Like,
just loading it up now so everyone else can see the adorableness.
Like, you have to, for me, I have to genuinely like get past, like, you go into that, oh my God, blah, 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 and then I'm like, I have to move past that. So I've been looking at their pictures in the video all weekend to kind of get numb to it so I can rate them, because I'm like, pull yourself together. But it's just the relationship's really silly. So here we go. We got Frank and we have Olive. Olive, they just rescued. How long have you had? Tell us just a teensy bit. Like, how long have you had Frank and how long have you had Olive?
We adopted Frank. Actually, he just had his 2-year anniversary of his adoption. So we've had him for just about 2 years, or just a little over. And then Olive, we've had for a month and a half now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me your main question, like the first question you want to start with, the biggest concern with either one of them or them together.
I mean, well, for both of them really, but for Olive, we don't know anything about her history, and she's so new to us, and we're still learning her, and she's still learning us. So anything about her past or anything that could help us kind of understand her better.
Okay.
And then on the same side, now that Olive is so new and Frank's, such a mama's boy, kind of want to know like how he's doing and
okay,
how we can help them,
bond.
Kind of bond.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Olive has been brought into your family because she is I'm going to swear, she's like a tough bitch. And technically that's not a swear word because bitch is a female dog, but I mean it in a super, like, she came into your family because she's tough. And she's like, all right, I'm going to, Olive, like, I got to ground what's going on here. And there's this sense of, she's, I don't want to say caretaker, because when we say caretaker, we tend to feel someone like gentle and compassionate, and not that she isn't gentle and compassionate, but she's tough, and so she's the one that you're going to be like if she was a human, she would say stuff to you that would make you cry, and then you go, but she's so right, and so she's got this incredible ability to teach through her actions. Frank acknowledges this, sees this, and actually Frank understands that she's coming in more alpha, but he needs to adjust slowly. He needs to move into it slowly. He needs his time. And he needs to do it in his time, he's saying. I'm not going to fall in love as fast as you do. I have been hurt. I have been scarred. And I have been hurt and scarred by humans and dogs alike. I will not move quickly on this, but I will trust you that this is going to be okay. So that's where Frank's coming from. Olive is just happy to have found you again, Amanda. This is a karmic connection, a karmic bond. She brings in to your life this compassion as a tough, chick. But she also is coming in to say to you, listen, I'm tough, but I use my intuition like crazy, and you don't. And you and I are going to learn how to do that. And she wants to, so she's got this karma with you, these lessons to teach you, but she's also there. The interesting thing is with Frank, she's like, Frank will come around. I'm not saying I won't bug him. I know that I can irritate him. Sometimes I do it on purpose, to be honest. Sometimes I don't. But she's saying if I don't prompt him, if I don't kind of nudge him, his emotions tend to stagnate and they tend to kind of like move down into a depressive place. And so she knows, she's like, I'm using my intuition, and my intuition is like, I got to nudge this guy. And she says, he might nip me. We might get mad at each other, but I got to nudge him. And so there's this fascinating interaction happening. Really important that the home stays calm and balanced while they go through this for the next say 6 months or a year, because these two right now were really learning and reading off each other. She looks at you, Amanda, is like, I know you, I got this, we'll be fine. I know that you have a partner, and I'm not ignoring him. It's just, he's just not coming up yet. And just simply because he might be just balanced and fine with all of his, and it's not really a thing. So her past, I know you told me about one pregnancy. I feel that for sure. But what's interesting about her is she was pushed around. I don't know that she was necessarily abused like Frank was, but she was kind of kicked and pushed around and lived in environments that were super cold and had zero emotion. And so she would just be like, what are you doing? Like if they'd like kick her or push her, she'd do it right back. Like that's her energy. That's her personality. Whereas Frank, if you do that to Frank, he either attacks or he goes in, and it turns into a very depressive experience. So for her past doesn't have a lot of, she's young, she's super young. And so I felt like she's been with the same person for about a full year of her life. And then it started to get passed around. She started to get passed around. It just changed a little bit. And that first year was where there's this woman in particular that was just kind of just a big a-hole, just mean. Didn't really beat her, but that emotional abuse can be just as painful. You just happen to have, she just is so tough. She's like, that's not going to get me down. I've seen worse. I've been through worse. What's going to happen being in a safe space is she's going to find that kind of softer side. And you're going to start to see the side where you're like, oh, what are you crying about? Where did this come from? I didn't know you had that in you. And she'll be like, you're only going to see this a few times. But she's going to start to soften up. Her past what's funny is her past does not hold her back the way Frank's past has. And I don't mean that in a way that Frank purposely held himself back. That poor guy he had many, many years of just being beat down physically and emotionally. And he's tired. He's like the old dude with a cigar that has been through Vietnam twice and was like, I'm tired. But yet that old dude with a cigar that's been through Vietnam twice is like, you bring a baby around or you bring a cute puppy, and they're going to perk up. No matter how hard they are, they're going to perk up. And they're not going to admit it, but quietly they'll tell someone one day, I'm so happy this has been brought into my life. So you just got to, like a grumpy grandpa, you got to let him take his time. It could take a full year for him to really grasp, understand, appreciate. You're going to hit some times where you're going to question, did I do the right thing? You did. You just got to let him lead this. You got to let him lead this experience, this new being. Let him lead. Let him tell you guys what's needed, why that's needed. Let Olive, if you need it's like take Olive separately to the park, take her out running, let her get her energy out, whatever. But ultimately, he's got to lead what's comfortable for him as a group. He's going to have to dictate that. So you're going to really want to follow his lead, listen to his intuition, and let him tell you guys what he's comfortable with and what he's not comfortable with. He might not be comfortable with sharing space with her all the time. He may not be comfortable with sharing the bed. And sometimes he'll speak up and sometimes he won't. And so it's going to be up to you to see that first. Olive doesn't take things personally. So you can, kind of say like, listen, you're the one that doesn't care. So you go over there. Yeah. Frank has, and it's not that we're treating Frank like a victim, but we're acknowledging his past and we're honoring it. And we're allowing everybody to say, okay, that's all right. You need shelter right now. You need quiet right now. Or you need to trust that, Olive's not going to jump on your face because you can't handle that right now. We need to be able to be aware of that. And I know this was kind of all about Olive, but it's actually all about Frank right now because he's had, he has that broken, messed up past. Like every animal and human he's encountered has just let him down so bad that he's like, I finally found this space. I finally found this safety. I know it's not going anywhere, but just let me do it in my time, please. That's very clearly what he's saying. In about a year or two, you're going to start to see, Olive will be leader of the pack and he'll be fine with it. And she'll always irritate him. And once you guys get past the initial, phase, as you guys know, when you rescue, you got to really let them decompress and all of that. It's not going to make you nervous. You're just going to be like, yeah, that's what she does. Questions or anything about that, or anything I missed?
No, that was like right on. I feel like, especially like Olive's personality and like how Frank's been with her. It's like, okay, this all makes sense. And also, it's so funny. We always joke that Frank's like 40. Like he's just like an old man. Like he's just like, I've been through it. Like, let me be. Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Rick are like, she said 40's old. It's all right.
Well, old for a dog. Old for a dog.
That's true. A 40-year-old dog. And but did the cigar also, like, could you not see him with a cigar? Like,
yes.
That is Frank,
Totally.
I think at the end of the day, okay, Brett, let me address Brett really quick.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's been, maybe you told me, do they growl at him, or one of them growls at him?
Oh, well, Frank does, yeah.
Okay, so Frank growls at him. So there's, I think Frank has some hearing. Sight seems okay, but I think there's some hearing loss. And because he knows there's some hearing loss that I feel like's been coming on slowly. Yeah. When there's a male around him, that's going to put him like on guard. Males obviously are his trigger.
Yeah.
And he is conscious that the hearing is worse now than when you got him. And so just the masculine energy alone, even no matter how gentle it is and how balanced it is still triggering him. And that honestly may never go away. You may need to Brett may need to make accommodate to Frank. I think that there's definitely has been growth. There will be continue to be growth, but there's a part of Frank that's just like, I don't know that I can overcome that one. I don't know. Yeah. He's literally saying, I don't know yet, but we'll see. But it's okay. It's not personal.
Right.
Frank knows he can trust him and he knows where they stand. It's just crappy past. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'll stop, Rick.
All right. Well, Amanda, appreciate you joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for letting me read those two little sweeties.
Of course, that was super helpful.
Okay.
Awesome.
Enjoy.
Well, have a great Sunday, man.
Right. Bye.
Awesome. Well, then what we should also tell people before moving along, since time is kind of waning there, we've got, you're in the middle of Unexplained Cases Medium, but of course, every Sunday night at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific, we have Unexplained Cases Live, and Mr. Darren Dito is here to tell us what's coming up.
Hey everybody, on this Sunday's Unexplained Cases Live, we are kicking off the month of October with a super creepy show. Yeah, Connor in India from Paranormal Encounters joins us. We hear all about their paranormal encounters, as well as remote view the Whispers Estate in Mitchell, Indiana. You know, this place is known for EVPs, doors opening on their own, demonic apparitions, and visitors getting touched, slapped, and even scratched. So what the heck is going on at the Whispers Estate? Well, we'll see what Maryam can find out. She's going to get some answers this Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, only on Unexplained Cases Live.
Whispers Estate. So with a name like that, it's got to be interesting. So be sure and join us here. Same time, same place. Time would be 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. But speaking of cases, we do have, as we try to get to as well, some particularly special cases. And I think I told you that you might chuckle at yourself just a little bit because this was recorded, I think, about a year ago. Now, see, part of the reason I paused is because I think we lost your audio. That's why I was that was checking. So can't hear you. So yeah, slide back in. I know, round it up. So, don't know what's it's the joys of technology there a little bit. But once we get back in, we have this was a recording basically that Maryam had done in July of last year. And so I had harassed her a little bit because I was just like, who is this person, basically? It's funny how people change. Of course, how many times have I been without and with a beard there, basically? So, there's even that change going on. Can I hear you now? I think so.
I hope so.
So, anywho, well, that was a nice setup for everybody. But after we check out this case, then we're going to have a quick update on it. I thought that would be pretty relevant. But see, who is that person? Is that you? I don't know.
It was only a year ago, bro.
I know. I see. I'm going to have everybody giving me trouble. But let's enjoy today's case.
Unexplained Cases brought me their mascot. His name is Creekboy, and he seems incredibly fascinating. This guy, it's fascinating because he started speaking to me even before I sat down today to do this. He's kind of sad because he loves being needed. He loves being part of a team. He loves that Unexplained Cases has kind of taken him under their wing and named him Creekboy and referred to him as a mascot. This means a lot to him. He's definitely a soul that is stuck and troubled. He doesn't have any desire to move on. I've asked him that. He's needing to stay where he's at for closure. So I'm going to try and communicate with him to see if I can help him find that closure. But right now he's immediately saying no, that he wants to stay where he's at. And he's there for a reason. He feels like he lost someone he loved. And he lost someone he loved there and this location that he's at. And he doesn't want to leave until he can apologize to this person. And he wishes he could have done more. He wishes he could have saved him. It's really important for him to be a part of a team, to be part of a group. It's feeling like maybe he was in the army or military because loyalty, camaraderie, that's all really important to him. Which is why he's saying he feels like these two men, Unexplained Cases, have given him that back, something he had lost. What's going to be important on this journey with Creekboy and how he supports and helps Unexplained Cases is how we are able to help and support him, getting some questions answered, and ideally helping him move on at some point. He's not ready now, and that's okay. But I feel like it is our responsibility to have that connection with him. And if he is going to communicate with us and help us, that we should do the same back to him. But for now, he's telling me a story about how his friend died and how he and his friend died together in this location. And he hasn't been able to leave since because of his connection and relationship with this friend and his fear of leaving him. He had a fear of leaving him when they were in the army together, and he still has this fear of leaving. And I'm not sure why. Right now, he is overwhelmed with emotion. He's grateful that someone is talking to him and communicating with him. But he is very much stuck in that moment that he and his friend died. They both died very quickly, and they died together. And this is why, again, being a part of something and being connected to people are very important to him. He knows that others can see him. He knows and actually chooses to make himself seen because he is looking for connection. He's actually looking for his friend who he died with. He's not totally understanding that he is no longer in body and is not going to be able to find that connection that he had in body, because he's not understanding the difference. So in other words, once he accepts and understands he's in spirit form and allows himself to move on, he will be able to connect and have community in spirit form. But he's not accepting that. He's struggling with that disconnect from the body to the spirit. He's really stuck in that respect. This is why he's seeking camaraderie anywhere he can get it. So again, it's really important that myself and Rick and Darren and anyone else involved in unexplained cases is very cognizant of this, and that we don't take advantage of this relationship he's seeking, and we instead teach him that we're in body and you're not, but we can help you move on and find that community in those relationships that you're really looking for when you're ready. I want to see if I can find out why Creekboy needs to apologize. He's saying that he hurt someone. He hurt his wife before he left. He said he's saying things to her that he didn't, that were hurtful right before he died. He's also feeling like he wants to apologize to his friend for not being able to save him. He feels like he should have jumped in front of his friend and protected him, and he didn't. He got hit from behind. His friend got hit from behind, and he was looking the wrong way. And he's saying that had he been a good soldier, he would have been looking out for his friend, so his friend didn't get killed. He's carrying
Hey, Bruce.
a lot of responsibility for, sounds like, things that weren't his fault. He's feeling a lot of guilt towards his wife. He's feeling a lot of guilt towards his friend. And this is going to be hard for him to recover from, especially since he's not willing. He's communicating with me, but he's not hearing me when I say to him that these things happened. It's okay. We can let go. We can move on. He's not hearing any of that. He is going to be here for a while. And hopefully we will be able to help move him along. Why did you reveal yourself to me that day? This is coming from Rick. So he's saying he revealed himself to you that day because he knew you could see him. He's been waiting for someone to be open to see him. That's been very important to him. He has shown himself to other people, but they didn't believe it, and or they didn't grab a picture or do anything with it. They kept it to themselves. He's been desperately looking for someone to connect with, but most people, either when they would feel him or see him, would panic and move away, or they experienced it and wouldn't share it. And he was looking for someone like you who was willing to connect with him, speak with him, engage with him. The next question is, are you stuck literally at 14 Mile Creek for 150 years? So he's saying, I'm choosing to stay. I'm not stuck. I'm choosing to stay. And yes, I have been there this whole time. Where were you born and raised? The first thing, what I first heard was Kentucky. Why did you join the Confederacy? Why did you join the Confederacy? He's saying it wasn't optional. It's just what you did. He said there aren't any other spirits stuck there. It's just him. There used to be other spirits there, but they've since all moved on. What's your friend's name and what's your wife's name? And have you connected with them and have they crossed over? He's alone. He's saying, yes, I'm here alone. I've chosen to be here alone. I've had the opportunity to move on. I've had the opportunity to pass over and go back into body, but he's choosing to stay there. Gail was what comes to me for his wife's name. I don't know if that's accurate or not. But Gail is what comes to me for his wife's name. Jeff, something with the J for his friend's name. And he's not going to leave. Like, he still wants to communicate more. He still wants to be involved with what you're doing. He's not ready to move on.
So there, all of that from one picture. And I think that's pretty amazing, because quick backstory, that was just a single picture that I had taken in Raymond, Mississippi, back in 2001. So it was nice to be able to have that lots of detail to be able to share with everybody, to be able to feature good old Creekboy. So hopefully everybody enjoyed that.
All right, so I'm going to start with Tessa. She's reached out to me. She sent me her photo. Tessa's so interesting because she was told that her gifts had been thought of as dangerous, so they were bound up not to be able to get to them, perhaps by a great-grandmother, which, you know, that's obviously not something we want to ever happen to anybody. But, you know, there was concern with her feeling like there was someone in her space, in her home, possibly turning on and off her light. And I think that for you, Tessa, I know that you have lost many people in your life and animals. You've experienced a lot. It feels like in a short period of time. And for you now, the only option is to connect with your intuition. You have to make it a daily practice. But I'm being told that the being that is in there's a spirit that is in your home, that is a loved one, that is reaching out to say that I'm here, I love you, and I want you to come into your own. I want you to find who you are, why you were put here, and what you're supposed to do with that. And that isn't information anyone can really give you. That's your path. That's your life path. That's finding that out. But connecting with that being that is in your home, because they are trying to connect with you so that you can communicate with them regularly. They being your spirit guides, and maybe it's for sure one, not sure if maybe it's more than one, and help you find a place of peace. Your body feels like it's been a little anxious for a long time, a lot of like anxiety and nervous energy running through you for a long time, and it's no longer needed. It's time for you to find peace. And this being that's in your home that used to be a loved one in human form is going to help you find that. So when you feel that or see that light going on and off, connect, engage. Who is this? Let's talk, and make sure you find that daily meditation practice and unbound those powers if that's the case, because that's going to affect you long term, and no need for that. Okay, next is this one's so interesting. This is Erin. She worked at the Winchester Mystery House as a tour guide for 3.5 years, and she's had an unwavering passion and dedication for Sarah Winchester, for Sarah's story in her home. And so she wants to know why. And Erin was there when we did the Winchester Mystery House about 2 weekends ago, which you guys should check that out at Unexplained Cases on YouTube, because it was pretty awesome. Sarah was right there with us. And Sarah, you and Erin have a, let me see what your connection is. There's this, first off, Sarah's can be utilized as your spirit guide. Absolutely, she's saying. And you're right, you do have a connection. And the connection is you think similar. There's something about Sarah wasn't crazy, isn't crazy. And it's important that you know that, she's saying, even though some people I think have kind of portrayed her like that. And she's saying that you two think very similarly, but she is your spirit guide, and you guys have been sisters in 2 lifetimes together. This lifetime wasn't about you guys. The last few lifetimes hasn't been about you two reconnecting. And so in a way, you were seeking her out subconsciously in this lifetime because you were very close when you were sisters, very close. And you were determined to connect again with her, and you did by finding her this way. And so she's saying, I am Erin's spirit guide. I can be that for her. That's where that connection's coming from. That's where that strong bond she's feeling. It's very real. It's very much there. It's just about, you know what I'm going to say, Erin, you tapping into your intuition and finding that with her. So that's very cool. Thank you for asking that question and sharing that. All right. Now we can jump into questions online. Please, how long am I going to live in my house for? Vicky, if I had a picture, you would be super helpful. Just so you guys know, if you have a picture in your profile, that helps immensely. Otherwise, I may have you email me with a photo, because that's what I work off of best, is photos. But let me ask, how long am I going to live in my house for? It feels about 3 years. I don't think it's only 3 months. I feel like it's 3 years, and then there's going to be a need to walk away from it. It may feel hard in the beginning, but it's going to end up being the right thing for you. Hi, I'm talking to someone for quite a while. I want to know if we are on the same page. Ruhi, I'm probably going to need a photo, but I will see if the cards tell me. It feels like you are on the right page, the same page, but I think there's some more things that need to be communicated and discussed and understood about each other before you move too deep into this. And I'm not saying it's bad stuff. I'm saying it's stuff that needs to be revealed to avoid frustration, anger, argument later on down the road. Lupe, you guys, Lupe, your picture, is that a skeleton? So I take it that's not your profile pic. All right. So, will my relationship take a turn? Do you mean turn for the worse or turn for the better? Let's see. I need a little bit more information, because I'm feeling like I'm seeing struggle. And so I don't know if you're in the struggle right now, or I don't know if that's something that's coming. You should email me, send me a photo of you and your partner, and then I'll answer next week for more clarity. I don't want to lead you down the wrong path. Okay? Can you tell me if my father will come through for me today? I'm really lost without him. Amy Joe. Feels like he died recently, huh? I'm getting chills. He's already with you. You're asking him to come through me. There's no need. He's already with you. You have to just listen. You have to see the signs. You have to be open. He's there. He's never left. Ever since he passed, he stayed. A lot of times it depends. Some beings stay and some pass on. And they go to like school, if you will. This one, your dad's been right with you the whole time. He's never left. Look at the signs. He's saying it's not really about if he can come through me. He's saying, I need her to know that she can hear me. He's right there with you. Like, I cannot stress that. I got chills. Like, he's next to you right now. He's always with you. And no, he's like, tell her not in a creepy way. Like, I'm not watching her 24/7. Just that I'm here anytime you need me. You want to connect. You want to feel me. I'm right here. He's like, it's almost like he's like, why is she not getting it? Like, he knows he's passed, but He's like, come on, she's smart. She can get this. Do you see a relationship of any kind with Ralph for our daughter, Christine? Well, I appreciate the picture, Christine, and it's a very clear question. So everyone model after Christine. She's got it right. All right. So any kind with Ralph for our daughter. Let's see. This relationship for your daughter with Ralph is about discovery. It's about learning about herself through the relationship, even if the relationship is non-existent, if that makes sense. I don't feel that relationship with Ralph right now. It's not going to be what you want it to be or thought or hoped, or it's not going to be that. The distance, I see distance, I see emotional distance, and I see that is good for everybody and the way it's supposed to be right now. It's not time for the tide to turn, they're saying. It needs to be this way for now.
To give you some context on this one, Sheba would seem to be a dog that had passed away.
Thank you, Rick. Yes, dogs are always okay for starters, but Sheba this is about you healing. This is about you. Sheba has moved on, which does not mean that she's not going to be your spirit guide, because our animals typically come back. It sometimes takes them a minute. Like in this situation, Sheba's gone to the other side, gone into like a reincarnation of soul. It's going to come back through. I feel like actually Sheba's coming back through as a human. But first she says she's going to come back around and connect with you before she comes back in a body. So the connection's not going to happen right away. It's coming. She's couldn't be better. I mean, she's filled with light. This is about you healing. That's what she keeps saying. This is about you moving on, you healing, and you accepting. And I'll be back. So she said, I'll be back. Help with relationship and anything from my sister, please. Let's do one of those questions. Help with relationship. Let me see if I can. I'm just going to answer the first question for now. And then if you want to email me, let me see if I get anything first. You might have to email me for both. Help with relationship. I feel like you're in a relationship with someone who's okay, so this is why it's hard for me, because sometimes I need more info, because I'm feeling like, are you in a relationship right now, or is this a relationship with someone that you work with or someone that you know? So yeah, why don't you email me so I can get clarification, because I'm kind of getting mixed signals. Anything from my parents and or any other loved ones. Anything from your parents. Mallory. Hold on. I feel like I need to change decks for you. Mallory. Anything from my parents. Are you an artist of some sorts? Because they're saying something about art, or why aren't you drawing, or are you drawing? They're like asking about you from an artistic perspective, if you're following up, doing it, following through. It's important for you. I feel like you are looking at a soul, like a not a soul retrieval, but a coming to understand who you are as spirit. Like you'll be having this awakening in the next 2 years. Like if it sounds crazy to you right now, it's not going to be. Your parents are both watching over you together because they're seeing this. There's a transformation coming for you. It has to do with something artistically, and it also has to do with you spiritually.
She's a dancer.
Thank you. I hope you're dancing then, because they're asking if you're still doing that, making sure that that's still happening. And there's going to be a spiritual shift in the next 2 years. I feel like something's going to change, and it's going to put you on this path of spirituality intensely, in a good way. Really, it's like going to be something you're craving and wanting. That's what they're saying. They're really connected right there with you. Why do my past loved ones always come in my dreams and it's like the world was destroyed and we were in abandoned places? Tammy, that's interesting. Why do my past loved ones always come in my dreams and it's like the world was destroyed and we're in abandoned places? So dreams are interesting because I always say they're for you to, I'm going to try and get some information, but I mean, I always say they're for you to, they're so personal because it's your psyche combined with your subconscious and intuition and emotion. And so those dreams are always like, I used to drive my mom crazy, like every morning going, Mom, I had this crazy dream last night. But a lot of times my dreams were very psychic. I mean, they still are, but same with you guys. Like you also have psychic dreams. You also have those psychic dreams are also combined with a heavy emotion. And so it's only something you can decide what that dream means because only you know those people, those experiences. I always say to try to understand a dream, feel your way through what was happening. Don't get caught up in the visuals so much. What did each moment feel like? That's going to give you those answers. But past loved ones come into your dreams. Because your past loved ones are soulmates, for most of us, that's the case. They're there to teach. Lessons were not learned completely while you were together, and so you have to finish those lessons. The abandoned places most likely represent what I just said, that the relationship was abandoned before you were able to finalize the karma and learn what you needed to learn. And even though everything's in divine order, that it wasn't a mistake. It's that now you are to learn from them in spirit form. Even if they're alive, that's fine. But that's where the lessons are coming in. What this tells you is what I always say, you need a daily practice because you got to find out why you're being asked to tap so strongly into your intuition right now. Relationships have been rocky lately. Seeing anything for me? Thanks. Hi, Laura. Oh, Laura, I feel so much sadness. Not I feel sorry for you, to be clear. I feel so much sadness from you. Laura has her picture, which just triggers so much for me. That's why I can't stress enough to have your picture there. A lot of sadness. Yes, there's a relationship coming, but there has to be first, you have to heal. You have healing that you need to do by yourself. Once you find that healing by yourself, this person's going to come, like they're saying, like, he's like, I'm feeling like him coming out from the left or something. He's blonde, dirty blonde, light blonde, coming up from behind. Like, it could be someone you knew, but I feel like it's kind of out of nowhere. But you have to go through this, like, go to the spa. And I don't mean, to be clear, I'm not talking about pampering yourself. I mean a spa retreat, like really find self-reflection, go within, get into meditation classes, Reiki, healing, do that, just spend, if you can afford it and do it, spend the weekend, just hot stones in particular, massage, alone, just being alone. You have to heal. There's a lot that you have to heal from. You have someone coming, don't worry, but heal. Do I have any
spirits?
Thank you. Thank you. How long was I going to sit there with that blank look on my face? Because had you not jumped in, I would have been like...
I was going to drag it out.
Something you do. Do I have any spirits around me? Okay, so let me do this. Everyone has spirits around them all the time. Spirits are around us all the time. We are all one. We are all together. The question is, who's your spirit guide? And it's about you connecting with them yourself. But there's a male energy specifically around you. Feels kind of, I don't know, like maybe in their 20s or something, or maybe that was when you knew that person. But there's someone around you about in their 20s, male in particular. There's some closure that needs to happen, some healing that needs to happen. And then that being is actually going to move on, and your spirit guide is going to step in. But you have to go through this healing with this spirit that is mentioning the age 20. Not sure if that was when they were alive with you or 20 years ago, or they just happen to be kind of stuck at that age. But you have to clear this karma and help this soul move on. You do that in your daily practice. And then your spirit guide's going to step into that position. I'm glad you asked. That was very specific.
Well, let's squeeze in two more, and this first one directly relates to what you basically were just talking about.
Sarah, thank you. Okay, who are my guides? Do they have names? You know, I have an opinion on naming our spirit guides. I think Rick knows this. I don't put names unless I am given a sound or a syllable or a letter, because they're not human. These spirit guides are for us to feel. But I do get names sometimes, and I've learned to, encourage that in my practice, because I know others that's important to you guys. But I want you to say it doesn't need to be important. It's all about it's about feeling them and experiencing them, hearing them, or seeing them. It's not about their name. But it doesn't mean I won't tell you. If I get it, I'll tell you. Okay, so who are my guides, Sarah? A much older woman, much older woman. She feels almost gypsy-like, and she feels almost gypsy-like. She's been around you a long time. There's a sister bond that you two have, and she's trying to move you more into the magic, Wiccan. That's a place that you would resonate with and do well in. And not that I push any sort of organized religion of any kind. It's that we all resonate with something, and if you resonate with it, then it works for you. Then that's it. It doesn't matter what its background is. She's asking a name. So God, I almost said Sarah. That's her name. What's your name? Hold on. She's saying that's for you to find out. That's going to be how you've connected with her. You're going to feel her name. She got us on that one. Okay.
Very good. All right. Last one. This may require an offliner. Or to do a case on, maybe even.
Yeah, I for sure need more info, and that sounds like a great case, Sheila. Maybe next week we can get you on to do that. For sure. Email me.
All right. So yeah, there's the key there, is that if we weren't able to get to yours, then definitely be sure and send over to the email address that we've been scrolling along the whole time, your information, and then we'll see if we can tackle that at the top of next week's show.
And one more plug before we go.
Yes.
What about Daisy the book? Instagram, follow, tag somebody in one or more of the photos. I'm going to do a giveaway of a couple of these books.
Awesome. So do it, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank
You're
you.
awesome. Have a fantastic Sunday, and see you back here tonight for Unexplained Cases Live.
Bye.